Today I'm here with vocalist and songwriter for Bowling for Soup, Jaret Reddick. Jared, wonderful to have you here.
Good to be here.
Bowling for Soup will be playing at Good Things Festival. How does it feel to be returning here to Australia after 15 years?
Yeah, it's been, gosh, yeah, it's been a long time. We're so excited. We've had a few plans to come back that didn't work out, whether it was the pandemic or whatever. But so, man, I'm glad it's finally happening, and honestly, we just can't wait.
Fabulous. You guys will be celebrating your 30-year anniversary as a band, and you've done so much yourself outside of Bowling for Soup. You've lent your voice to some TV shows, and you've released some country songs, amongst many other things. You must love staying busy.
Yeah, being busy is, I guess it keeps you young, but I don't really have any hobbies. It's music is is what I do, and it's what I love, and again, acting, voices, things like that. So, whether it's getting myself into directing or writing or whatever, it's something. It's always something to have to do with just being creative,
Yeah.
and that's just my thing. And so, I definitely I do like to stay busy, and just making things is my favorite thing to do in the world.
Yeah. You're also a huge advocate for mental health, especially in the music
Mhm.
industry. Why is that important for you?
Well, it's important for me because I really was unaware of how vast the struggle was. I really just didn't know, and I didn't really understand what depression was. I didn't really understand what anxiety was until it hit me, and it hit me late in life. I was already in my 40s. And so, I even talking about it at first, the whole thing about the stigma is just really real because I was embarrassed to talk about it because I was just like, oh no, people are just going to come back at me and be like, oh, you're the funny guy. You can't be sad. And I'm like, well, I'm not sad. I'm depressed,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, once I became educated myself, I was just like, gosh, I've had this so wrong. And, people feel so alone out there because they're scared to talk about it. And so, yeah, it's been something that I've been passionate about for several years. And, during that time, I've seen that stigma start to go away quite a bit. And I've seen more people talking about it, and I've seen more people getting help, and, people reaching out, and it's been very, very rewarding. But quite honestly, it was a personal thing for me because again, I was so blindsided by it, and I was just like, man, if this can happen to me, it could happen to anybody. And so I just sort of like, I went from absolutely just hiding in a dark room in the fetal position to like out waving my hands going, guys, this is normal. Like, you got to get to therapy, you got to talk to your doctor, you got to reach out, you got to get sunlight, you got to drink water. um and so, it's still very, very important to me.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I guess as well in the music industry, often from an outsider's perspective, we don't see what's going on behind the scenes. So I think
That's
that's
right.
awesome that you're a big advocate for those musicians as well to say,
Yeah,
something's
yeah.
not
It
right.
it it, it looks like we're all just out here on a big party.
Yep.
And obviously we know that not to be true now. And I think people are learning that, people in the industry, people in the entertainment industry, we're just people. We have the same problems, the same obstacles. We have the same things that go along with being parents, and it's all the same. We just happen to be, doing a job that one side of it is being shown in one way or another to the world. um and so, yeah, I think, and I think, musicians tend to keep it to themselves a little bit more, and entertainers, just because you want that persona to be out there. It sells tickets. If you think that we're the happiest, most fun party band in the world, like, you're gonna want to come see that, and you don't want to see, these guys that are singing about having fun all the time. Well, at least this is what was in my head was like, man, people aren't going to want to hear that. They don't want to hear that I can't even function on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's definitely passionate. I'm definitely passionate about it. And and it's been very rewarding for me. It's been very therapeutic for me
Yeah.
as well.
As a fan or like audience member or crowd member, I suppose it makes you guys more relatable as well to see that you guys, we know that you guys are human, but you know, the extent of it, if you guys can share your struggles, I think it really helps a lot of people. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
I agree with you, and you know that, and I try to bring that into our show, and you know, just for a moment, and let people know, hey, you know, if you're here and you know, this is the first time you smiled in a week and you feel like you're alone, you're not.
Yeah,
And so yeah.
it's wonderful. 1985 was one of the first songs I put on my iPod, and you guys have had a few had quite a few massive hits. Can you tell us what it was like at the time to have those songs blow up? Was it overwhelming at all?
Well, you know, for us, I think it was very nice because nothing for Bowling for Soup has ever just exploded. Everything's been really gradual. You know, we were a bit, we started in 94, we got signed in 2000, you know, we did a record, we did another major label record, and then we had a hit. And then it was our third major label record where 1985 was just massive. And so I feel like, you know, it was probably advantageous to us as a band and as a people that we didn't just get this insane overnight success, that everything was a climb. Like it felt like we were fighting for it all the time. And so I feel like we were very I think we were very appreciative of everything along the way too. But you know, I do have to say, you know, it was an amazing time, you know, when 1985 came out and the songs after that, you know, you turn on your TV and our videos on, you know, it was
Yeah,
it was a great time. And you know, it's definitely something that I'll never forget. And you know, and the fact that people still appreciate those songs, you know, like I said, 1985 is 20 years, 1985 almost in Ohio are all 20 years old. You know, and so the fact that we still play those every night and people go crazy is just you know, it's just a testament to what it is, you know, we created at the time, and just how loyal the fan base is.
yeah, definitely. And with that resurgence, I think of on social media with the 90s and late 2000s being so popular, I think it's seen you guys, yeah, just have your time again, and it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you guys come up with the names for your albums?
You know, I'll tell you, it's most of the time it's stuff that just happens. So it's an ongoing thing where someone will just say something and I'll go, that's a good name for an album. And for the most part, that's how it happens. And in fact, our drummer's wife said the other day, she just said, I'll party if I have to. And I'm like, what a great name for our next album. Like I
Yeah,
can't,
yeah.
that's gotta be it. And so for now, the working title for our next album is I'll party if I, or we'll party if we have to.
Yes.
And until that gets beaten, that's the name of the album. And so that's an exclusive. I haven't told anybody that.
Oh,
Um, and
awesome.
so but yeah, you know, I mean, honestly, it goes back to Drunk Enough to Dance, you know, where we're, you know, which is our second major label record. We were just at a show in San Antonio, and after the show, it turned into a dance party, and we're all out there on the dance floor, and Chris Burney just said, "You know, we're drunk when we're drunk enough to dance," and I was like, "Drunk enough to dance? What? Like
Yeah,
that's an
yeah,
amazing name for an album." And so yeah, that's pretty much how they all happen.
yeah. That's awesome. Um, how important is Bowling for Soup to you and the guys in it?
Oh wow. I mean, it's everything to me. I mean, it's just you know, besides my family, it's the most important thing in my life. You know, it's because it's not just my livelihood. I mean, it means so much to so many people, and it's just it's bigger than just the albums or the songs or the or the videos or you know, it's bigger than all that. You know, it's this whole thing that you know, we've created something that people are going to talk about after we're not even on the planet anymore. Um, and you know, it affords us the ability to be able to go out and play songs with our best friends and you know, do what 99.9% of the people in the world dream of one day, you know. And so I would say insanely important.
Wonderful. What's the number one thing you hope that the audience walks away with after one of your shows?
A smile on their face. My favorite thing in the world is watching people sing, watching them smile, seeing them laugh at our jokes. Um, yeah, sorry. Uh, sorry, I just got off tour, so that is not, I'm not bored. I'm
Oh
just
no,
sorry.
it's
Uh, so no, but I mean, just seeing people leave with a smile on their face, and that is my favorite thing in the world.
awesome. Do you know if you'll do a shoey?
What's a shoey?
I'm so glad you asked. It's where usually a member in the crowd, they'll throw up their crusty shoe at you and you pour some alcohol in it and you drink it on stage.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. Somebody throws their shoe up at me, we're peeing in it.
Fair enough.
I took a Doc Martin to the face one time in the
Oh,
UK, and I am not going to encourage shoeies.
no. No, that's fair enough. I can understand that. Oh dear. Also, another silly question. What's your favorite flavor of soup?
I enjoy minestrone, actually.
That's
Italian
good.
variety. Yeah,
Yes, that's a good one. I'm a bit of a pumpkin girl or tomato girl myself, but
I get
no,
that.
minestrone is good. I'll be at Good Things in Sydney, and we can't wait to see you play. Thank you so much for joining us today. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I just like to say thanks for having me, and Australia, we can't wait to see you guys. It's been way too long.
Definitely. We're so excited. Thank you so much, Jaret.
Thank you.